We're still talking about matters of the National Development Plan. The just concluding National Development Plan prioritize production and productivity as key elements to deliver Uganda into the middle income status. You can't discuss the two without talking about industrialization and value addition. We try to find out the kind of milestones the country has covered so far in scaling this Herculean task.
Mr. Ramathan, it's nice to host you on Money and Markets. How have we fared in the area of industrialization this year?
Of course, there is a lot of excitement in town because of the president spending almost the first half of the year opening up factories. Some of them new, but many of them already, they have been established some years back, which to some of us who are really questioning whether we should celebrate opening up all the factories or only those which are relatively new. But so far, I think the focus has been quite good from government on industrialization.
A lot has been done as regards value addition. Now, as a country, how have we done? Are we making progress?
Progress is measured on the baseline kind of data and the challenge you give yourself. According to the National Development Plan 2 and the expired National Industrial Policy of 2008, we are supposed to, by now, have industry contributing about 26% of the workforce, but it's hardly 7%. We targeted having industry contributing 30% of GDP. We are about 20%. We also set ourselves to see that manufacturing can contribute something like 35% of the exports, and it's contributing far less than that.
As regards industrialization, we as a country are targeting the regional market, that is Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda and Burundi. What could be the best way of taking lead in this market?
We still have a lot to do to really dominate the East African market, and we have the potential, but even the will is there now, the political will. You can see that the president and his government, they are committed to having value addition as one of the key areas of focus. The challenge is in the quality of implementation. And recently we did a study on implementation of our industrialization agenda, which we are going to launch the results and have the country, having a conversation on it. But to give you just a little bit of it, most of the stakeholders believe that we are not doing so well on the implementation of the agenda we have set.
If I'm a Ugandan and I would love to join manufacturing, where would I begin? Do you feel there is enough support in this space?
I think agro-industry is a very, very big opportunity for Ugandans and the people in this region. Why? Because the population is growing very fast and people are looking at food, where to get food. Most of the countries around us do not have enough resources, natural, human and others, to produce enough food. Secondly, also textiles is a very, very good area because of the fact that the population explosion means people are going to demand for more garments, more, shoes, more, So textiles and leather kind of industries, they are very, very good areas of investment. And also we should be also looking at mineral beneficiation. How do we get these minerals and add value on them? We can as well borrow technology, get into partnership with the countries which are newly industrializing. Let us partner with them and add value to these minerals and get products out of them which we can sell to the region.
Competition is always key in business. What is needed to really make our Ugandan manufacturers competitive?
A number of things are needed. The cost of doing business here, something which we have been singing, cost of doing business, but principally we are talking of the cost of electricity cannot make us competitive. When you look at, for example, just South Africa, which is a big competitor to us here because it is in COMESA, and therefore it can access these markets, duty free, and yet power, when you see the power, first of all, their source of energy there is coal. They have coal, and the manufacturers there are getting electricity at a very low cost, something like 3 cents, US cents per kilowatt hour, when ours are paying 8. I know the president has been working so hard to ensure that they reduce to about 5, but even 5 is still high compared to some of the regional competitors. And secondly, the cost of money. Here we don't have cheap capital. The money which manufacturers are using, you find manufacturers borrowing from commercial banks. That's a misfit. You hear the name, commercial bank. They are there to make money, not to support industrial policy, to support development. So we need to find funds which can really help these people to be able to access money which is patient. They are going to stay with the money for quite a long time without paying interest, and when they pay interest is quite affordable. And then also the logistics. Another area which is a very big challenge for manufacturers in this country and the region is logistics.
Sir, there are incubation centers all over in East Africa where people are taken up for say 8 months and so on for training. Why is this failing in Uganda?
No incubation, we have just been talking about it, really. We haven't been serious with implementing it. Again, the implementation challenge comes in. But lately, there is some focus on incubation. Many, for example, universities have set up incubation centers. Here at MUBS, we have an incubation center. In Makerere, they have an incubation, and others. In Busitem and so on. And then there are also those which are private run. A number of them. Some in Wandegea, I've seen some incubation center there, and others. In ICT, training younger people how to write programs and so on. So I think unlike Rwanda and Kenya, for example, which have been very practical in getting incubation curriculum and effort on the ground, Uganda, we have been good at lip service, just talking, incubation. Everybody who comes talks normative. We ought to. You find people who are supposed to be doing things, they're also talking normative. That has been the challenge.